than 70,000 people, many of them children, develop excess fluid in the brain, or hydrocephalus.
Yeah, normally the condition requires repeated surgeries to try and drain that fluid. Well, now a new programmable shunt makes all those operations unnecessary. Our medical editor, Marilyn Brooks, has the details.
The scars on Mike Leonhard's head aren't signs of trauma. They tell the story of repeated surgeries to relieve hydrocephalus, or excess water on the brain, a condition Mark developed about 6 years ago.
It's like being deep in a swimming pool. You have that pressure on your head, you have a loss of balance, constant headaches.
While the symptoms are recent, the actual cause is a car accident when Mark was 17. It's fairly common. More than 70,000 people develop hydrocephalus every year. Many are children. The only hope for survival is a valve to drain the fluid or relieve the pressure. It's that or death.
It's one of the emergencies in neurosurgery. When you have acute hydrocephalus, we don't wait. Surgery is done right away. We don't even wait for the next day.
These are scans of Mark's brain. The dark areas are excess fluid. He had a drainage shunt, but still needed 3 operations.
All revisions were done because the pressure was not what his brain wanted.
Mark may never need another surgery. In July, he received a new programmable valve to drain excess fluid from his brain into his stomach. The valve was adjusted during surgery to control the amount of fluid released from his brain. Now, pressure settings are made through a magnetic programmer that is held to his head.
And if there's still need more fluid drain, just click it 5 seconds and the pressure is adjusted.
You know, this programmable shunt isn't a blessing just for adults like Mark who happen to develop hydrocephaly or water on the brain from trauma. It's a good thing for babies and children who are born with hydrocephaly. But it doesn't stop there. This little device may be the answer for thousands of elderly people who are now thought to have Alzheimer's, but really have age-related water on the brain.
As for Mark Leonhard, the programmable shunt was the magic bullet. He's even back to work, and for a man who is self-employed, that is very, very good.
Now, this programmable shunt or valve was FDA approved about 6 months ago and is now widely available. Not everyone needs it, but anyone who is overly sensitive to pressure in the brain will certainly want it because it's going to save them from having more than one operation. Sally and Michelle?
I can see why so many people are so excited about this. But, Marilyn, what about the elderly who might not have Alzheimer's? How can you really tell?
Lots of people in that situation. Doctors say anyone who seems to have mental decline or urinary incontinence or an unbalanced gait should definitely have a CAT scan to see if they have something called normal pressure hydrocephalus. If it's there, a shunt can save them from a misdiagnosis and a nursing home.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marilyn.